can swallow a bottle of alcohol in her. Feel like Godzilla, better hit the deck like the car dealer. My whole squad's in here walking around the party, a cross between a zombie apocalypse and Bobby the
monster. You get in my way, I'ma feed you to the monster. I'm normal during the day, but at night turn to a monster. When the moon shines like ice road truckers, I look like a villain out of those blockbusters.
to the fire, spit a
monster. Blood on the dance on the Louis V carpet.
fire, to the fire.
Blood on the dance on the Louis V.
I'm just a product of the cricket onyx. Told him Nick the
Hello, BPW crowd. I'm your head of commentary today, Buford Hugglefoot, and I'm joining alongside
Elijah Linderbottom.
And today we have a very special guest, one of our very own stars.
We have Damon Black.
Yes, sir. It is
I thought it was
an honor
Damian
to
Black.
be here. Yeah, no, you said my name wrong. For a guy of the caliber of me, no offense, you shouldn't get my name wrong. But there's a special reason why I'm here. It's because I am announcing that there is going to be a TLC match this Saturday for Maddox AJ's title. And I'm going to win that match, obviously, since I've had the odds stacked against me before. But I don't want to take the hype away from this match, so that's enough talking from me for that TLC match.
And that's a declaration
All right.
by Damian Black saying he is going to win that ladder match.
And honestly, I couldn't really be against him. He is one of our better stars, and especially one of our more decorated hardcore talents coming in. Honestly,
totally
if
agree.
I were a better man just like you, Elijah, I have Damien at the top, Dan Black at the 2, and JRC at the 3rd.
Yeah, and y'all know what happened
could
in
not
my gauntlet
agree
match.
more.
First match, it was me versus 3 other guys. And Kaiser had to use those brass knucks on me because he knew he could not beat me clean.
Is that a declaration of
And
war against you and Leon Kaiser? Or Kaiser Leon, sorry.
Well, honestly, me and Elijah were both disgusted by the act from Leon Kaiser, even though he was doing pretty well, even though he low-blowed somebody, I really forgot. But back to this match, we have coming out on that stage our current BPW Junior Heavyweight Champ and one half of the coolest franchise, Noah the Franchise Nitro, accompanied by the leader of the 5-star collective, the best in the world, Maddox AJ. Damien, what do you think of our World Heavyweight Champion?
Well, honestly, I feel like he won't be champion for long, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, got respect, well, the best of the best here. But obviously we have a lot of talented guys in this business, but won't be holding that title for long, you know?
That's a bold prediction by you, Damian Black. How do you feel about the other 2 members of the 5-star collective? Carmelo Too Cool and Noah the Franchise Nitro.
Honestly, gotta say again, these guys, great wrestlers. I say great wrestlers. You cannot push them out of the way. You cannot push them out of the conversation. They always have great matches, and I think we will see one today.
I could not say better myself, Damian Black.
And honestly, I think we had to address the elephant in the room. You, JRC, and Dan Black are obviously in contention for a potential hardcore title to come to BPW. Now, no offense to you, Damien, but honestly, I have either JRC or Dan Black taking that away from you. Do you think you have the guts and determination to be a hardcore champ in BPW?
Honestly, I think I definitely could, because where I come from, we do not mess around. Clean or not clean, I could beat any man in a hardcore match if I really wanted to.
That's a bold prediction, Damian Black, but also I feel like you can't sleep on one of the newest people in BPW, the man who has lost his eye in a death match, Damon Zero.
I mean, honestly, I agree with you. Couldn't sleep on them, but you also gotta think, can't sleep on Damian Black, even though that is some great competition. Can't sleep on me either. But let's get to this match. Amazing.
Very true, very true. We see both these men locking up.
Tried to go for the cave in there, but he doesn't connect. Now, honestly, I can really agree with your confidence in this match, because, or really just in your career so far in BPW. Because even though when I was in TNA and had my first debut matches, let's say I didn't have a good record, but I still became a legend at the end of the day. So honestly, can you really be as confident as you are when someone like the dashing Cody Morgan, always on your tail?
See, all I gotta say for dashing Cody Morgan, gotta show respect. He beat me, but me personally, I want to shut that man up. Honestly, it wasn't about winning or losing. You gotta say, when you saw that match, you could see I was on the offensive for that first part of the match and most of the match. So I was just happy for him getting his ass whipped by me.
And to be fair, I cannot take that away from you, Damian, because you did have good offense. You were putting the hurt on Cody. And speaking of hurt, the OG Cody from JRC to Noah Nitro, and he is feeling that pain. Now, onto more recent memories. Everyone, I know we all saw that banger of a match from the coolest franchise and Crossfire. Elijah, I know you weren't there to accompany me at this commentary table, but what do you think of that match?
I think that was an amazing win by the coolest franchise, and that just proves that they are not champions that you should be underestimating. They are fighting champions. They will continue to beat down every single pair that comes across their face. So I think that these men are not just admirable, but respectable to keep fighting, even though they really don't have to. And I think their performance in that match was amazing.
And amazing it was indeed. You could see my confidence dwindling in the coolest franchise as I was seeing Noah and both Carmelo get their fair share of beatdowns from Deontay and Vijay H. But once again, they showed their dominance not only as a tag team, but they showed the dominance of the 5-Star Collective, retaining their titles once again.
Do you think Noah Nitro here is going to retain the title? Because I most definitely think he does, because he's already put this man through an ambulance. I think in a normal match, this man retains 99 times out of 100.
I mean, well, with the devastating punt kick to Noah's face, but he kicks out at 1. But honestly, ever since the coolest franchise was created, but even before the 5-Star Collective, Melo and Noah have been flawless in their matches and have had a good record with their title defenses. And honestly, we may see another Noah Nitro defense against JRC.
I think they've had more than a good record. I think they've had a flawless record.
And honestly, I cannot agree more. Now, obviously, we have one of our very stars here on this table. Damian, do you think that you could stop the streak that both Noah and Carmelo has? Could you maybe take both of their titles, maybe even dethrone Maddox and become our ace of BPW?
I have one thing to say. I could dethrone all of them if I wanted to. Just saying.
That's a bold claim, Damian Black.
Yeah, you can see.
I love to
Maddox
see it
on the outside trying to ignore me. He's trying to focus on the match, but he's just ignoring me right now. He knows I'm gonna win that title.
And honestly, that is a good way to get in your opponent's head. Maddox may be trying to make you seem, and I can't even finish my sentence. Noah the Franchise Nitro retains and still the BPW Junior Heavyweight Champion. Sorry to cut your time short, Damian, but it was a great time having you during this match, and I appreciate you sharing your knowledge with us.
We're all the best, guys.
I appreciate it. Keep on fighting. And on to the next match. We have an actually heated kind of rivalry between these two men. We have Dan Black and Damon Zero. And was it a no DQ match?
No holds barred, actually.
Well, same thing, but coming out with some new attire. Beer in hand, kendo stick showing shades of the Sandman.
Is this
the future Dan Black?
Is this the mock Damon Zero? Because this is how Damon Zero came out last week with the beer and the kendo stick.
honestly, to be fair, maybe not. Maybe he's trying to say that, hey, you may be able to talk shit on me, but I can always do what you do even better. And coming out to Green Day, this is my tunes, man.
Oh fuck!
Back in the good old days, I was bumping this on the road. When I was on Jesus Christ, WCW. Oh my god.
Oh, I fully agree.
My apologies.
I was a Green Day and a more Billy Joel fan myself on the road.
Either or, they are some bona fide legends. And speaking of legends, if you want to be a part of our roster, Elijah, I think you say it the best.
Every single episode is exclusively on YouTube. And if you would like to join the best underground promotion in wrestling right now, go to TikTok and look up Blackout Pro Wrestling and DM Maddox, our owner, to join this awesome establishment.
We have hardcore chaos, multi-man madness. We have stories. We have rivalries. We have bona fide factions and more incoming. And you can be a part of that and make your stand in BPW.
And the greatest announced team ever known in the sport.
Buford Hugglefoot
and Elijah Linderbottom.
And honestly, I like this new look on Dan Black. Obviously, our design team backstage have done another great thing with our stars, revamping them for the greater of our promotion and for the greater of our, our image. Our image as a promotion.
Most definitely. He ditched the tights to the jorts, and I love the look for a hardcore man like himself.
I think we're going to see a bona fide motion star from this match. And speaking of stars, we have, I think, a hardcore icon coming out. Or a future hardcore icon. We have Damon Zero.
I don't think you can say future because this man's already proven that he is a legend in hardcore matches. Because he said talking shit to Dan Black, he lost his eye in a hardcore match. How more hardcore can you get than that?
Honestly, I think the only man who's more hardcore than that is New Jack. Especially when he tased that man and threw him off the tables. That I don't know how that man lived. I don't know how he lived.
I don't either.
But we know for a fact that Damon is a survivor of the hardcore mantle and a pure on star with anything on the line. And honestly, I think he lives by the code risk it all.
He also lives by the code 0 punches pulled. He will never hold back and against an opponent. He has it displayed on his chest, and that's his moniker, and that's his way of life. He will never pull a punch against anyone, especially not Dan Black.
But we can't count them out yet. Dan Black, Damon Zero. Let's get this show on the road. And already tried to go for the running attack, but Zero misses, and with the knee to the back of the head from Dan. And already going for the early pin? No. Goes for the face scratch, man.
He looked like he was
going for the swinging neck breaker
there, and I don't know why, because he only has one functional one.
Well, to be fair, if he can get the other one out, then I think this match is pretty much over. And speaking of over, going for the pin, and only a 1 count. Now, honestly, Dan Black, I think we could see another Dan Black win, and I think another deserved title shot coming soon for Dan. Well, honestly, I think our CEO needs to step up his game, and I think he needs to bring what we all, maybe not, what we all want BPW, a hardcore title for our unrelenting stars.
I fully agree, but I'm not counting out Damon Zero. This man on the indies, I've seen some of his film, and this man has been covered in blood, head and toe. I think that he is a prime candidate to win a hardcore title as well.
And honestly, just a fair thing to say. when I was traveling around the world doing promotion for promotion. I was even a manager for New Jack, and seeing his matches, I think it's kind of numbed me too hardcore. But when I went back and watched some Damon Zero tape, man, that thing made me squirm with how ruthless and just disgusting the actions were.
Oh, I
the
definitely
blood,
agree.
the light tubes, the everything.
I cannot say it better myself. This man knows how to get himself into the ruthless mentality after getting busted open, and I think he already is in this match.
He is, and kind of close to that facial area. I think Damon may need to slow it down a bit to avoid further injury to his eye. But with the sling blade from Zero, he is not letting up. Like what he says, Zero punches pulled. No matter the hurt, no matter the resilience from Dan Black, he is going to put everything he has into this match. And already going for attacking the hamstring. What is
Now,
that?
if you could make a match for an inaugural hardcore champion, who would you have in it?
You know what? I think it's a very, very easy answer. Obviously, give me Dan Black, JRC, the Hitman, AJ. And you know what? I think we may have another star that could be, one of the very special hardcore talents we have here. Did you know we have a giant coming on our roster? A 7-foot big man? I haven't seen those in forever.
I did not know that.
Oh, me neither. But from our backstage reporters, we have a big man, a 7-footer, coming to our ring. And honestly,
you wouldn't put Damon
know how
Zero
the greats
in
do.
an inaugural match? Oh, what is Damon Zero going for here? He's going for the Zero Regrets.
And Damon and, oh my God, Dan is over here knocked out. Could he kick out? And he does. Once again, we all know from our hardcore stars, they have unmatched resilience. And honestly, I don't think a botch like that would even hurt Dan. But going for the future shock from Dan Black. Going for the pin. 1, 2, 3. And already, Damon Zero has been pinned by the future Dan Black. Elijah, what do you think of that match?
I'm disappointed in Damon Zero. I think he was off his game today. I don't know how he was able to lose that after hitting the Zero Regrets, that package pile driver. I'm very disappointed in him, and I need him to be able to rebound after that match.
Honestly, but once you've done so much hardcore, your body just can't keep up anymore, and I think that's what happened today against Dan Black. And on to our next match of the night, we have a bout between our women's superstars. Elijah, what do you think of our women's division in BPW?
I think our division is very stacked. Like Zaria Jackson here. She is an amazing wrestler, but I think we all know, and we definitely know between us, Buford, who we think is the best. And who is that?
Honestly, it's obviously the brand new women's world champion, Roxanne Brooks. She debuted and ended the quote-unquote reign of terror that Mercedes Moné had on BPW and rightfully took our championship belts back to the female locker room.
Oh, I was talking about Kennedy Lex. I thought she was the hottest women's superstar in this company right now.
Well, honestly, Kennedy Lex, after the New Year's Collision bout, we haven't seen much from her. But you know what? I am on that Lex Express from day one, but I have to let people know when respect is due. And Roxanne Brooks came out and defeated Mercedes Moné in her debut match. And honestly, that is enough for me to crown her as one of our best stars on the roster.
That is very true.
But we may have a new rising star coming out with the smoke and awe. We have... I'm waiting for her name. Danny Steele with the promotion and all with the nice form on stage. Now, I think we have some two new stars facing against, we all know, our former women's world champion, Ryo Takahashi.
What do you think she needs to do to climb back up to the mountain, Buford?
Honestly, I think she needs to do what she's been doing. She needs to prove her dominance against all the odds. And obviously, luckily, that first difficulty was getting past Mercedes Moné, but luckily, Roxanne has cleared that way for her. But I think she also has to get past, obviously, the future of possibly women's wrestling in BPW, Kennedy Lex, to get to Roxanne. But speaking of, we have a dominant star and an already experienced champion, Ryo Takahashi, or Takashi. I really cannot get her name right. But
It's all good, Buford, but we know Ryo Takashi was already dominant once. And I think she can prove it again today if she can beat these other two women.
honestly, even though she did lose her belt, she managed to defend it successfully in a triple threat match. So honestly, it does not matter how many stars you throw at her, she has the dominance to come out on top.
I definitely agree, Buford. I think that she needs to win this match, though, to gain the momentum back, to be able to get back to the climb to glory.
And honestly, I couldn't agree more. She needs to get through these two stars here, though. Let's get this show on the road.
These other two women are hungry. They want the glory, they want the fame, but they have to take it from Ryo Takashi.
And Ryo almost clearing out house, knocking them both on their ass. But Zarya goes for the fall away. Military slam drop. Shades of King Kong Bundy, and goes for the top rope moonsault. Just go for a dropkick to Ryo, but she misses. And we're already seeing some great matches already in the making from our multi-star bouts. And honestly, I think our best matches may come from multi-man madness, especially the tag team division.
Oh, I definitely agree. You know what I want to see on the next pay-per-view, Buford?
What is that, Elijah?
I want to see a team of BPW's greatest stars go against the 5-Star Collective to see if the 5-Star Collective can work as a 3-man collective. Because we already know the tag team success and single success is there, but can you work with all 3 men together?
I mean, honestly, you already... I gotta stop saying honestly. But you already saw the teamwork and the leadership between Maddox AJ and Noah Nitro in our kickoff match. So obviously, the teamwork is there between the 5-Star Collective and definitely the leadership and teamwork roles that they have in that faction.
I definitely agree, but you know what I want to see? I want to see what these men come up with to finish their opponents with all 3 of them. Could we see shades of the Shield and see a double, triple powerbomb out of them?
You know what? That finisher truly was something that everyone feared on that roster when the Shield were at their most dominant, and I don't blame them. But I think the 5-Star Collective has more flair to them than just to go for a powerbomb. They're gonna make sure everyone gets their hurt when they face off against a collection of BPW's top stars.
I definitely agree, because you already see the flair on display with the three-peat between Carmelo and Noah.
And honestly, that finisher may be some of the best in maybe tag team history, maybe up there with the 3D, or with some of the other great ones, like Meet in the Middle from Ciampa and Gargano.
That is very true.
But speaking of Ciampa, he went to AEW. How do you feel about that?
I think that Ciampa shouldn't have been dethroned on his second match, but we won't speak on that.
Yeah, I don't know how you win the title, then you just take it away from me like that. But speaking of titles, Ryo did get hers taken in her second defense But to be fair, that was kind of unfair. That was a rookie against a very established superstar. But honestly, Rio has been holding her own in this match. And she has been showing her dominance between these two rookies, I would say.
I definitely agree. The veteran mentality in her is coming out.
And honestly, we are seeing a great match from them already. With the knees to the face from Rio. And another. And I think someone is already bleeding. Child going for the finisher there, but Rio counters to the crucifix. Man, I think these two rookies are trying to take Rio out of this match because they know how dominant she can be.
But not a bad strategy, Buford.
A strategy it is indeed, going for the pin, but she stops it. Now, I don't think we've done our daily predictions. Who do you think is coming out on top?
I'd personally have Rio Takahashi coming out here. The veteran mentality and leadership in this match will lead her to victory.
Speaking of victory, she's going for the submission hold, really holding on to that arm. Could she tap? I think she's holding her arm right now, and she does. She kicks Rio away and into Zora. What are their names again? I'm truly sorry. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember.
Oh, hitting the finisher on Danny Steele.
Canadian Destroyer, 2, but she kicks out. But Elijah, could you help assist me here? I'm kind of blinking on their names already. I know one of them is named Zaria
Jackson.
Zaria Jackson.
The one with the kendo stick running around to Rio Takahashi.
And geez, both of them are just trying to get her out of here. They know what she could do against them. And honestly, when I heard Zaria, I thought I was saying it wrong because I thought it was Zaria from Overwatch. Kind of shitty game, but it's still fun to play for a little bit.
Like Zaria and Overwatch, both of those women are dominating here.
Honestly, that's why Zaria is banned in all of my ranked matches. I'm not playing against that woman. She is broken. Speaking of broken, Rio is laid out on that floor. She is in it, man. After all the weapons and just the onslaught from both of these stars, they are through it. And once again, look at them. They are trying to get her out of here. They are attacking her relentlessly. And Rio is holding her own in this makeshift 2v1. And it is kind of embarrassing that they're getting up on her and still kind of losing here. Rio caught in the taunting. Sent to the turnbuckle. And caught.
My God.
And going for the crossface. But she kicks out.
That was so impressive there.
Pulling her to her feet. Oh no. Going for the brain buster. Going for the pin. And Zaria interrupts it. Just to go for a backdrop suplex, but Zaria counters. Trying to go for, I think, a sideways slam or a backbreaker, but she counters once again. And Rio with the chair to the back. And another chair shot to Zaria, and another one. And another. But Zaria gets up, and oh no. She is out of it with the turning forearm smash. With the diving springboard crossbody. Well, we are seeing some great offense from our stars. And Rio once again showing her technical masterism. Oh my god. This match is perplexing. Tenacity. You know what? That's a great word. I am getting perplexed right now. First time I'm doing commentary solo again.
I think this might be one of our best women's matches we've had on the roster yet.
But honestly, I don't think they can compete with the absolute star-studded match that was Kennedy Legs versus Amanda Payne at New Year's Collision. That may be one of the best matches in BPW history. Zaria tried to go for something, and she is going for that knee drop or maybe leg drop. Whatever. I need to get rid of my moveset now. They're kind of slipping here.
She have planned here with the kendo stick.
Don't know, because the AI's messing up here. Garment on the Rio, but she counters. Honestly, I think we're seeing a Dolph Ziggler, 1v4 action here. And oh no.
Oh.
With the low thunder bomb. And once again, Zarya breaks it up. Like we've said before, Elijah, our multi-star matches are some of our best.
Oh my God, just dropping it on her head.
1, 2, 3.
Oh
no!
God.
She kicks out. Real drop to capitalize, but she counters, sending her into the ropes. Going for the spinning forearm smash. And she's breaking it up once again, getting her in slam position with the Death Valley driver.
Oh my God, on the chair too.
I think we may see a winner soon. I think it may be Zarya. And Danny Steele is simply going through it, getting all of the action from both Rio and Zarya. Into the ropes for the Canadian Destroyer, I would say. Double knees to the back. Rio going for it here. Grabbing a steel chair. And I think we see where this is going. She's going to break up the pin. Just go for a knee, but Zarya counters. Rio coming back up to her feet. What do we have in store? I guess nothing. She runs out to the ringside and runs back in.
Just giving herself a reset.
I think she needs it, but too soon. Going for the brain buster from Rio, and once it gets just to go for the pin without taking care of Danny, and she breaks it up. Honestly, man, this is a great match. Elijah, what do you think of some of our best stars in BPW history? Because honestly, I think this may be a contender with coolest franchise versus Crossfire.
Oh, I definitely think that is the case. I definitely think the greatest match in BPW history is VJH and versus the coolest franchise, but this could also be a contender for that best match spot.
Speaking of contender, she is whooping on the former women's world champ with the drop kick to her. And she goes for another driver, and Rio can't get up to stop it. 2, 3. Wow. Zarya tried to take it out, but she got took out herself. Danny Steele is your winner here.
Danny Steele made sure to take out Zarya there by planting her face straight onto that chair as well.
But as you saw, Rio was getting up, but she was too slow and too hurt to stop the pin. Danny Steele is your winner here, everybody.
I think Danny Steele is a dominant woman in this locker room, and I think she's going to go 5 places.
It was definitely
I'd love to see Kennedy Lex versus Danny Steele in a match.
Me too. But on to a possibly another great match on BPW Dark. We have one of the more former number 1 contenders for the tag team titles. We have, well, not these guys, but the guys after them. We have guys who are kind of on a cold streak and trying to find their footing. We have the Storm Brothers, Mason and Psycho Storm. Elijah, what do you think of these 2 men right here?
These men have the making of being a dominant tag team. They just need to prove it to themselves, honestly. With a win today, they could be in that top spot, besides the coolest franchise, obviously.
But in my opinion, after that kind of embarrassing loss in the handicap match with Maddox and this pair of brothers, I don't think it'll take a lot for Nev to come back from that, especially with the legacy both of them have. I think they're so far they're winless. They're 0-4, 0-3. They have not won a single match yet. I don't think these men are bona fide jobbers, but if they continue this cold streak, I think we may see some lackluster, just anything from these men. Lackluster fights, lackluster appearances, just anything.
I definitely agree. They need to string some wins together and get some credibility and momentum back on their side.
But that may change today. We may see them get their first win as both as stars and both as a tag team. But it may be a hard thing to do with these two men putting on a star-studded match. We have VJH and Deontay Crossfire. Elijah, these two men, I cannot believe the match they put on. They were going through hell to try to get those belts off the Coolest franchise, but unfortunately, they lost. But honestly, they were going to dethrone them if Carmelo did not lock in and take care of business. What do you think about that, Elijah?
I definitely think that they are the deadliest tag team besides the Coolest franchise. And I think it would be hard to beat them. And it is hard to beat them. And I'd also like to just point one thing out. Do they look like clones of each other to you, or is that just me?
Hey, twins are a thing. They could very well just be identical twins, even though they're cousins or brothers. I really don't know. But that does not matter. We all know that they... Oh, my bad. Continue, Elijah.
My bad, Buford. Go ahead.
No, please, I insist.
I was saying that these men are the most dominant tag team besides the Coolest franchise, and it's no doubt.
And you know what? I can't really disagree. I will say Final Hypnosis, but they haven't had a match since they lost that a contender against the Coolest franchise.
That is very true. I would love to see those men go against Crossfire. That would be a certified banger after banger after banger match right there.
Exactly. Speaking of banger, she goes for the rope hug and double stomp. Psycho Storm. And to be fair, these two tag teams are very entertaining to watch, especially Psycho Storm and Deontay Cross. VJH is definitely a athletic and dominant star himself, but Deontay Cross, he has shown his dominance, especially in that gauntlet match and that match against Siege. He may have, got beat up a bit, but he cleared up house in that gauntlet match. He cleared up Siege.
I think one of the most memorable moments we've had of Deontay Cross is hitting that 450 splash. Both of us were so perplexed when that happened because he's a big dude. You should not be doing that. But
now looking at it, he is shorter than Psycho Storm, so maybe he's just that athletic for his size.
That is true.
Psycho Storm tried going for the hot tag, but it gets interrupted. VJH going to the apron with the springboard rolling thunder.
Oh my God.
Psycho Storm shades of Shawn Michaels with the super kick to interrupt the athletic move. Attacking again, Mason.
His brother here.
And attacking that
I would also
arm.
like to point out one thing, Buford. We have a lot of tag teams here that are brothers. Do you think any of these tag teams could split in the manner that Maddox AJ and Marcus the St. James did?
Well, honestly, in comparison to Livewire, I think these two stars, or these two teams of brothers, or relatives anyway, I think they realize that, anything is stronger. Well, let me rephrase that. Nothing is stronger than their own blood. They are here for one another. And they win together, they lose together.
I mean, that's kind of a hard statement to back, though, because we already see two men that are just competitors that acknowledge that we could be great together have been flawless in tag team action. So,
honestly, I mean, that is a good point to make. But what we do know is that whoever wins this, I think we may see future tag team contention in their future, especially for Crossfire. I would love to see Psycho Storm get some wins under his belt and possibly maybe even compete for any title one of these days. But Crossfire is a dominant team, but dominance is one thing that Mason Storm is showing, and he is laying into both Deontay Cross and VJH, man.
Well, I definitely agree. And also, would you agree on adding, when we said the inaugural Hardcore Championship, do you think Psycho Storm's in the running for that inaugural bout if we were to have it?
You know what? I think if he claims this win here, I would very well like to see Psycho Storm compete for a title. Now, it may be a little unfair considering his record, but hey, he's been on this show a lot more than others have. So I can't really count him out because at least he's consistent with his job.
That is very true. I would love to see either pairs here win a tag title, but I don't think it's realistic to say that they're going to win it from the Coolest franchise. I think the Coolest franchise would have to be defeated by a pair that's even more dominant than these two, like maybe a Cole Mercer and somebody else. I don't think that's a very shocking thing to say, because those two men are literally two of the top 3 stars in the company besides their leader, Maddox AJ. So I don't think that's an unrealistic thing to say.
And honestly, unrealistic is something you could really say. But honestly, speaking of top stars, speaking of Cole Mercer, he beat Reed Wyatt for a #1 contender, match against Reed Wyatt. And I think this show is when he gets his shot against Carmelo Tuku. What do you think about that, Elijah?
I am absolutely hyped for that match. Those two men put on an absolute show whenever they're in the ring. Just them alone, but together they're going to make something magical in that ring.
Now, once again, I think I said this before. Even though the coolest franchise and the 5-Star Collective have been, in kind of cahoots with one of the biggest heels in this company, Carmelo has shown his respect for the roster, and even despite his difficult words, I would say, he has still shown that his interests and his actions are for the betterment of the company and the locker room. What do you think about that, Elijah? Because honestly, I think Carmelo is trying his best for this company.
I think that's an admirable thing by Carmelo, but he might need to get a little more on board with the 5-Star Collective's vision, Because we've seen that in the past with factions. Like, remember, Edge started the Judgment Day, and he got kicked out easily as he formed it. So I think that he needs to be on his heels and kind of, like I said, just be more of an asshole to the people. Because if he's not, I think Noah, Nitro, and Maddox AJ will realize he's not on board. But that's only speculation from me.
That is only speculation, and I can say that after commentary last episode, Melo actually invited me out to his estate for a party, and I did see all 3 of them, chatting up, enjoying themselves, belts in hand. They were really showing how they're kind of like a family here. I think honestly, anything that goes wrong between them, they can speak it out, man. I don't think there needs to be a shield situation, a live wire situation, or just anything that involves them breaking up.
Oh, I definitely agree. I think those 3 men are like brothers in a way at this point, because they've been so dominant. They've seen the worst and the best out of each other. And I think that those 3 men, if they were to ever leave BPW, which I don't believe they will because they're all champions, they would do major things.
Speaking of major things, I think we may see another major loss for the Storm Brothers, but I kind of spoke too soon. Mason Storm spears VJH to ringside, and he's standing there waiting for him to get back in the ring. And VJH is just getting assaulted by Mason Storm. I think he's have to go for a spinning heel kick, but what the hell? What the? Mason Storm is showing some dark magic with some extreme athleticism, and look at him. He is lifting up VJH with the snake eyes on the ropes. Man, it's showing shades of Mighty Mouse, man.
This is what
small guys can fight too.
Storm.
You're saying, Elijah?
I love to see the high-flying tenacity from Mason Storm here. But I don't love to see that.
With the double super kick to Mason Storm, he is knocked out, but Psycho Storm is quick to break up that pin. I really don't know what move he is doing, dude. Oh my goodness.
Let's just call that the Deontay Cross bullshit for now, because that is insane for a man of his stature to be doing.
You know, I will just call that the DBS, the Deontay bullshit. Because oh my god. And oh my god, indeed, with the rapid fire stomps to the back of Mason Storm. Honestly, Psycho Storm has been putting up some good offense, but Mason Storm is really stealing the show here. And oh my goodness.
I don't think we should ever count out Mason Storm.
One. And VDH quickly kicks out, but man, he is showing shades of Rey Mysterio with this small guy mentality he has going on right now. He is putting up amazing offense with the hip toss to VJH. He is truly putting on a show for us.
I fully agree. He heard us saying that they need to string some wins together, and he said, all right, bet. I'm going to go out there and do my absolute greatest.
Speaking of great, that was a beautiful double springboard moonsault, showing shades of Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf. Speaking of werewolves, they're showing some aggression here, sending VJH into the ropes for the stereo drop. I think Mason Storm could clear out this match. He could clean up shop with VJH. But I don't think we'll see that soon. Psycho Storm stops him with the diving crossbody. Try crawling over for the hot tag.
Oh, what's he going for here?
For the choke slam from Psycho Storm. Going for the pin. But Cross breaks it up. VJH kind of knows something get kicking up. But with the uppercut sending Psycho Storm to the ground. And doing the smart decision here, tagging in Deontay Cross.
Buford,
once again with the DPS, the Deontay bullshit. And oh no, I think we know what's happening again. With the cross kick to Psycho Storm, going for the pin, and ladies and gentlemen, we have another break up. VJH quickly tagging in Cross. Lay it on me, Elijah.
One match, a dream match in BPW, what would it be?
Honestly, you can give me Cole Mercer. Who else? Cole Mercer, Carmelo, and Reed Wyatt in a TLC match for the international title. That is going to be a banger of a match. With both the history between all those men and honestly the dominance from Carmelo and especially Cole Mercer, that could be a great show for both us and the crowd.
I would absolutely love to see it. My dream match, I think, would be a 4-way tag team match between the Coolest Franchise, Final Hypnosis, the Hardy Boys, and the Dudleys. I think that would be an absolute banger of a match to see.
Honestly, I could not agree more. Having the Dudleys come back out, I think that would kind of, put BPW over with the tag team coming to our company. Yeah, man,
and
Mason's
if Coolest Franchise would win that match, they'd be the best tag team in the world. Period. That would solidify them as most likely, I think, the greatest tag team ever.
I mean, I could agree, but it takes a lot more to be considered the greatest tag team ever when you have people like, the Hardys, the Dudleys, even people like Christian and Edge. Some of those great guys. Even the Usos, I would say, the New Day. There are so many great teams over the years, man. I truly think it would take a lot from the Coolest Franchise to be considered one of the greats.
That is true. But if they came into BPW's house and Coolest Franchise defended BPW's honor, they would be undefeated. I think that's kind of hard to argue with. Is an undefeated champion tag team beating the tag team of the world?
Lord, I get what you mean, and I certainly saw that super kick from Storm again. He is really showing his resilience against Crossfire, but this match has been great so far. And honestly, I think I'm rooting for the Storm Brothers. And oh no,
most definitely.
Tried to go for something, but VJH counters.
He just caves in his face.
Let's go for the Irish grip, but Storm counters. And he's doing the smart choice once again. We are seeing some great thinking here. He tags in Mason. Mason running over for the spear! The spear from Mason Storm! And he is taunting, letting VJH get the tag. And he is just laying in his offense with the Hurricane Rana to Deontay Cross. And man, he is truly laying them out. Look, VJH is still in the ring. I think we can see a Storm Brothers victory here.
Is getting tired.
Oh, but we may see a match ender here. Deontay Cross with the flatliner to Mason Storm.
That flatliner put away three or four other men in a gauntlet match before.
But luckily, Storm breaks it up. Once again with the DBS from Deontay. Mason Storm attacking the arm with the double stomp. I think we really need to see Mason Storm close up shop. Mason Storm can do it, but I mean, Psycho Storm could do it for him, but I don't really know. Mason Storm has kind of controlled this match.
Most definitely. I think Mason Storm needs to finish this off.
And I think VJH may have just ended with the World Barrel DDT. 1, 2, 3. The Crossfire once again is crowned the victor. Well, I'm kissing once again, but you know, they are crowned as the winners here. I really want to see the Storm Brothers come out on top, but Crossfire is showing their dominance.
But even them niggas won't make it out one day. My first time I been had hood fade. Took off like I was on the runway. I'ma stop and still post on the one way.
And we have our final match of the night. The second half of Coolest Franchise putting their singles title on the line. Too Cool Carmelo going against the Beacon, Cole Mercer.
Our main event of the evening. Let's get these guesses on the road. Wait, hold on. Oh, but I don't think I can even get to start up. We have the Beacon, Cole Mercer. Now, Elijah, I was going to ask you, since you are the betting man at this table, if you had to bet your life savings on it, who's coming out on top in this international championship bout?
Give me the first half of the Coolest Franchise, the man that is too cool for BPW, Carmelo. And I will say this. Since becoming a tag team, since becoming a member of the 5-Star Collective, he's been undefeated. You can't really fight that. You can't really fight being undefeated. You can't really fight having the legacy and the absolute dominance that Carmelo has had in this company.
You honestly really can't, especially he has come a long way from getting squashed in that World Championship Gauntlet match. He may not be the world champ, but he might as well be with the dominance and the matches he is putting on. And honestly, I think Cole Mercer may be taking a bite he cannot chew.
But I'm not going to count out Cole Mercer, because Cole Mercer has shown that he is a fully capable man.
Speaking of capable, we have a new theme song out. We have the part of the Tag Team Champs and the International Championship with his members in tow. Carmelo, Too Cool, donning the 5-star gear. And honestly, once again, he is showing his looks and showing his swagger on that stage since day one. Why is he walking a bit feminine? Whoa! Yo!
Hey, he's got to show off the body somehow because he is absolutely shredded.
He is shredded, but what the... That's catching me off guard. Hold up. Listen, he may be a ladies' man. He may get all the bitches, but damn. What are you doing, Carmelo? You may get them, but you ain't gotta act like a man. But I can't say nothing.
But I would also like to recognize how dripped out Noah and Maddox are in the background there.
I cannot lie, they do have the drip on hand. But I'm too caught off guard by the way he's walking, bro. Oh my god. But that does not matter. Carmelo is our dominant champ, and honestly, I think we may see retain from Carmelo Too Cool. But this is a match I would say there isn't too much heat between. Carmelo said he would give Cole the chance at his title if he kept winning, and Cole kept up with that promise. So now we have the Beacon, Cole Mercer, here for the BPW crowd, and I think the locker room too, to maybe dethrone the first member of Five-Star Collective. Carmelo Too Cool. Elijah, do you think we could see the first major shift in BPW history with Carmelo losing his international title, or do we think we will see another dominant defense from our current champ?
I don't think Carmelo will lose here because he has his other Five-Star Collective stable mates in his corner, and we already saw with Noah defending his title. If you didn't see it, I did. I saw that Maddox AJ tried to sneak in a kendo stick for Noah Nitro, so I think both of them being at his side, they might pull off some shenanigans here.
And shenanigans indeed, but honestly, we do know that Melo is not too ashamed of getting help. When we saw in his first defense of the International Championship, Noah Nitro actually came out and tried to assist him, but honestly, I think Melo had it in the bag. And in the bag he has right here, he is hurting that arm of Cole Mercer. And what, man, he is showing with the arm drag. And once again, locking back up. Elijah, what do you think of this match so far in the early beginning? Does your prediction change? Or do you think it still aligns with me, Carmelo Too Cool retaining his title?
I don't think my opinion changes at all. I think that Carmelo will still retain because even if Carmelo feels like he's going to lose it, I don't think his Five-Star Collective faction mates are going to let him lose it.
And speaking of that, Maddox is already removing the turnbuckle to distract the ref. But he goes for a mid-rope springboard moonsault, and Carmelo once again is already getting that early match beat down. But we've seen from the likes of Maddox, we've seen from the likes of Noah, that even if they make an early offense in, they come out on top every single time, and they have been doing that for the past month, I would say.
Oh, I fully agree. I think them being fighting champions has started to take a toll on all three members because they come out of the gates kind of lackluster. But they're like my favorite NFL team, the Buffalo Bills. They start off slow, but then they finish it out in the second quarter.
Speaking of a slow finish, I think Melo tried to go for the ankle lock here. Shakes a Kurt Angle, but Cole Mercer breaks out of it. Grabbing Gone, sending Melo into the turnbuckle. Ducks under him. Gets him, tries to go for a suplex, but Melo kind of sending Mercer to the mat, going for the early pin. 1, 2, and already Mercer is down to the 2 count area. I think Mercer may be starting to show shades of exhaustion from facing such a dominant opponent.
Oh, I definitely agree here. But I'm not counting out Mercer. But I definitely think there's a high chance of Melo retaining.
Especially with a high chance from this flow over Uranagi to knock the win out of Cole Mercer. Just to go for a move from Mercer once again counters. We're already seeing some great back and forth from these stars. Just to go for the springboard blockbuster, but Melo is just taunting him after that miss. And grabbing Gone to Mercer, and he is sending him over into the corner. I think we may see what's going on here. Oh, maybe not. Mercer counters with the knees to the gut, attacking the body. Now, Elijah, we have looked into both of these men's background. Now, we also know that Melo is a 2-time state winner in high school in the men's wrestling. And Cole Mercer obviously is a very dominant star from his recent ventures. Now, do you think that there could be a change from Carmelo's, usual dominance as a champ, especially from his experience in high school?
I think if Melo sticks to what he knows, and that is the technical mastery that his family has mastered over the years, he will have a great shot.
And speaking of great shot, I think Mercer may have just cashed his in, going for the pin, but barely even a 1 count. Melo kicks out. He tries to grab Melo, but he counters the leg sweep, and once again hitting that same taunt. Mercer back up to his feet, getting sent, or actually not getting sent, getting put in a power bomb position. Are you going for it, Melo? And with the snake eyes into the turnbuckle. And Mercer is already out of it, man. I think we may see Melo put Mercer out of commission already.
It's hard to face Melo and all the members of 5-Star Collective because you have to worry about 2 other men that aren't even in the ring at all times. You have to worry about Noah and Maddox in his corner.
And I didn't even notice. I think Melo is already bleeding. This is the second time I've seen Melo actually sport some red. But I don't think that matters. Going for the coup de grace, but Mercer moves out the way with the pump kick to Carmelo, calling him back up to his feet. Mercer, oh no, we all know what this is. Tries to go for the J Driller, but Carmelo counters with the close on the Mercer. And I think we really know what's going on here. Carmelo, we all know this with Elijah, the coastline beach bomber. And whoa, Melo is not going for the pin. He is taunting. Raising him back up to his feet, getting him in power slam position, and tossing him onto the mat. Elijah, man, you're seeing some mind
I think he's sending a message to Cole Mercer.
2, 3, and message
and like that.
Received. Carmelo Tuchel retains his international championship. And even though it was a short match, it was a great one. Carmelo put on a show for us. And that was another...
Most definitely. Cole Mercer had to worry about the 5-Star Collective in Carmelo's corner the whole time. And I think that messed him up.
But honestly, they didn't do much. They were just trying to disrupt the ref. And during that time, Melo was just putting in work.
Most definitely. But we will see you next time, everybody, on BPW.
B40 out.
And Elijah Linderbottom out of here.